It's 2 in the morning. Your dog has a perfectly good bed somewhere in the house, a soft one you probably spent real money on. And yet here they are, circling your mattress, pressing against your legs, taking up exactly 70% of the available space and leaving you the rest. Most people have a simple explanation for this: warmth, comfort, habit. Maybe a little separation anxiety dressed up as affection. But here's what the behavioral science actually says. What your dog is doing when they climb into your bed is one of the most neurologically significant things that happens between your two species. And understanding it changes how you see every night you've ever spent with them pressed against you. Let's start with the explanation that sounds most reasonable. Warmth. Dogs get cold. You're warm. Simple. Except it isn't, because your dog has access to sunny spots on the floor, radiators, soft furniture, and probably a pile of your laundry they've claimed as their own. If warmth was the primary driver, they have options. Better options in some cases than the narrow strip of mattress you're offering them. So why do they keep choosing you specifically? Because sleep is the most vulnerable state any animal can be in. Every instinct inherited from thousands of years of predator-prey dynamics tells a dog's nervous system to find somewhere hidden and protected when they're unconscious. And instead of doing that, instead of choosing the corner under the bed or the dark space behind the couch, your dog walks past every quiet hiding spot in your home and presses themselves against a human 15 times their size. That is not a warmth calculation. That is a trust declaration. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest adapted the same attachment test used to study human infants, Ainsworth's strange situation procedure, and applied it to dogs. The results were striking. Dogs form attachment bonds with their owners that are functionally identical to the bond an infant forms with its primary caregiver. The same proximity seeking, the same distress at separation, the same calm upon reunion. 61% of dogs tested were classified as securely attached, almost exactly the same proportion found in human toddlers. When your dog chooses to sleep beside you, they're performing the single most fundamental behavior in attachment psychology, seeking closeness to their safe person at the moment of maximum vulnerability. They're not being clingy, they're telling you something. You are the safest thing in their world. Now here's where it gets chemical. In 2015, researchers at Azabu University in Japan measured oxytocin levels in 30 dog-owner pairs during interaction. Oxytocin is the neurochemical your brain releases during bonding, the same molecule that floods a mother's brain when she holds her newborn. And what the researchers found was that when a dog gazes at their owner and the owner gazes back, both experience a simultaneous surge in oxytocin, across species at the same time through eye contact alone. And physical contact amplifies the effect further. Just 10 minutes of petting produces measurable drops in cortisol, the primary stress hormone, in both the dog and the owner. Now consider what happens over 8 hours of sleep with your dog pressed against your body. That is not nothing. That is a sustained neurochemical event. But here's the study that challenges everything you think you know about sleep quality. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic tracked the sleep of 40 adults and their dogs over 7 nights using clinical-grade sleep trackers on both. The objective data was clear. Dogs disrupted human sleep. Movement, repositioning, occasional 3 a.m. stretches that displaced limbs. The numbers were worse with the dog present. And yet, almost every single participant reported feeling more comfortable, more secure, and more rested when their dog was in the room. How? A researcher at Canisius College surveyed nearly 1,000 women and found that dogs were rated as less disruptive and more comforting than human bed partners. A follow-up study found the reason.
Owners were waking briefly every time the dog moved, but almost never remembered it in the morning. The physical interruptions were real. The felt experience of safety was stronger than the disruption.
And this points to something important that most sleep science ignores. We spent the vast majority of human evolutionary history sleeping in groups. Alone in a dark room in complete silence is the exception, not the rule. The isolated bedroom is a recent invention, and your nervous system, built over hundreds of thousands of years, may not have fully adapted to it. The presence of a warm, breathing body your nervous system recognizes as safe may be doing something for the quality of your rest that the objective sleep tracker simply cannot measure. Maybe your dog isn't ruining your sleep. Maybe they're restoring something more ancient than sleep hygiene. In 2024, researchers at the University of Jyväskylä in Finland measured heart rate variability in 30 dog owner pairs across 6 different conditions. Heart rate variability is one of the best available measures of how your autonomic nervous system is functioning. High variability means you're relaxed and regulated. Low variability means your stress system is activated. What they found was this. Dogs and their owners showed correlated heart rate variability patterns across every condition measured. Their nervous systems were moving in sync, and the synchronization was strongest during rest. When they tested the same thing with dogs and unfamiliar humans, the synchronization disappeared entirely. This only happens within bonded pairs. What this means is that sleeping beside your dog is not just psychological comfort, it is a neurological event. 2 separate nervous systems from 2 different species co-regulating each other through the night. There is one more thing worth knowing, and it matters more than the sleep science. If your dog has slept beside you for months or years and one night they stop, pay attention. Dogs are creatures of deep habit. When a deeply established behavioral pattern disappears overnight, there is always a reason. Sometimes it's environmental, a new animal in the house, a shift in your schedule, something that feels minor to you but seismic to their territorial nervous system. But sometimes it's physical. Veterinary researchers have found that changes in sleep location are among the earliest behavioral signals of pain, appearing before limping, before stiffness, before any symptom you'd recognize. A dog who stops jumping onto the bed may not have decided they prefer the floor. They may be hurting. And in older dogs, disrupted sleep patterns are the primary early symptom of canine cognitive dysfunction, the dog equivalent of dementia, affecting an estimated 35% of dogs over 8 years old. So if the ritual changes, don't explain it away. Your dog doesn't have language. Behavior is the only signal they have. So the next time you wake up at 3 in the morning with 6 inches of mattress and a Dalmatian pressed against your legs, remember what's actually happening. Your dog chose you. Not the floor, not the couch, not the warm patch by the radiator. You. Because 15,000 years of evolution, a neurochemical system no other species shares with us, and an attachment architecture built to mirror the bond between parent and child, all pointed to the same place. Sleeping beside you is the safest thing in their world. And the science suggests it might be doing something for you, too. If this changed how you feel about the dog taking over your bed tonight, subscribe to this channel and leave a comment below. And if you want to understand why your dog follows you from room to room like they can't let you out of their sight for a single second, that's the next video. And the reason is stranger and more profound than you'd expect.